Hey, I'm Sherry, and I want to give you some tips for how to control a shiny face, especially in climates where, or seasons where it's hot and humid and the middle of summer maybe, or if you're of a certain age, you may have hot flashes and times when you start to feel like you are perspiring, breaking a sweat maybe. And so these makeup tips will help you if you prefer a matte finish to your makeup. You don't want a shiny look on your face. I hope these tips will help you. So if you hold on 1 second, I'll start the tutorial. Hey, welcome today. I'm so happy you're here. It is really hot where I am. The heat index, if you're on the East Coast, you know what that means. The heat index is supposed to be over 100 degrees, and I'm at 1,000 feet elevation, so we rarely get that hot where I live. But it's hot, and some of you may be working from home. If you're watching this live, the country is going through different levels of reopening and closing down and reopening and closing down. And I know so many of my viewers do have to work from home, do have to work from video or Zoom or, different formats like that. I also did a whole video tutorial on how to look good on video because I've done 300 videos here. I've learned a lot over the years. But what I want to do is I want to give you a couple of tips. Now, there are different things that you can do with your makeup. People have different preferences. We're not all the same, right? We're not all cookie cutters, and there's not a one size fits all to makeup. So I prefer a matte finish to my makeup. I always have. I've always struggled with oily skin, and so for me, a matte finish is what makes me most comfortable. Some people may have tried, maybe using, may like the newer dewy finish look. I have a teen daughter who is 16, and so here I am with all the powder in the world doing the matte finish, and my daughter loves the dewy finish on her skin. There's no right or wrong, it's just what serves you and what makes you feel most comfortable. Next week, I will do a video with the differences between the dewy finish and the matte finish. Today, though, is about how to control the shine. If you feel like your face gets shiny, you don't like it, it makes you uncomfortable, whether it's from the heat out west or the humidity and heat on the East Coast, or it's because you're having hot flashes and they're driving you crazy and you feel like your skin, your makeup is starting to break down, because that's what happens. If you have your makeup on and your skin starts to sweat and perspire and you feel like, oil control is a problem for you throughout the day, it can make your skin, your makeup start to break down and not last as long and shift and move on your face. Especially because if you're running errands or going out, you have to put on a mask and take a mask off, and so that's also affecting that as well. Before I start, let me introduce myself. If you're new to me, hey, I'm Sherry Dias-Malott with Glam Lashes Galore, and I'm the leading authority for teaching women how to use makeup with confidence, no matter what season of life you're in. Because not everyone learns how to do makeup when they're a teenager. Not everyone has an older sister to teach them, or a cousin, or a BFF. Most young females don't learn from their mom. I know my daughter didn't want to learn from me. She learned from other girls her own age. And not everyone has a desire or a want or a need to use makeup when they're younger because they're busy with life and jobs and chasing little ones and all that entails. And some women, like I did, use the same makeup for years and years and years and never change anything, and then realize, the eyelids are getting a little heavier, the lines are starting to creep in, and all the things and products that we used to use, they're just not working anymore. So I'm here to help you no matter what stage of life you're in. You can start right now. I show tips that you can use today, tomorrow, this week to change your makeup and feel better about it. So let's talk about how to control the shiny face. I learned these tips a long time ago because of my insecurity with oil production that I was having on my own face. I felt like it was always, I felt like I was in this constant battle between trying to keep my skin looking and my makeup looking fresh for all day long. I just want to do it once. I don't have to touch up my makeup, you know, hour after hour. Who has time for that? Who wants to do that? So I learned a lot of these tips when I was younger. They still work now. I'm 54 and I'm here to tell you I still use some of these. I've tweaked a couple things, but I want to show you the easiest thing that I use to control the shine on my face, and it is with little oil blotting papers. I found some of these years ago. I must have been in my 20s when I found them. Different brands come out with them. When I'm done, I'll drop a link below and I'll show you what brand this is. They are super thin, as you can see. They're fantastic, and they fit in your purse. You can keep the little pack of them in your purse or briefcase or whatever if you are going to a location to work. These are easy to fit into a bag. So these are great because you just press them into areas. I get oily on the sides of my nose. You can press them into the area and it will absorb any perspiration or face oil that is coming through on any of the spots. If you're like me, the T-zone was a real problem for me. And this will do a great job to just do a real quick blotting like this. I love this for when I go to conventions and in-person events where, you know, you'll sit somewhere in the room, you have no control over the room. It could be freezing or it could be sweltering because you're shoulder to shoulder with people and maybe the air is struggling, and you get that, you know, 30-minute lunch break and you've got to go to the bathroom and get lunch and everything. I run into the ladies' room and I do this if I have my blotting papers with me. If I run out or I don't have blotting papers, this is a tip that I love to share, and that is, as most women know, in public restrooms, you know, the toilet paper is not, let's just say it's not what I would buy for my family of 5. I like the 2-ply, I like really good quality toilet paper at home. However, ladies' restrooms often have toilet paper that is about this thin, that is about this kind of consistency. Am I right? It is very thin. It will work in a pinch to tear off a little bit and use it as a blotting paper. That is such a great makeup hack for when you need to get rid of some of the excess oil or perspiration on your face. You can also, once you've done that, or if you're at home, you can even use, in a pinch, you can also use just a tissue. Fold it in half and you can do the same kind of thing. If my husband, say we could go to a restaurant, even though our restaurants are not really open right now, he could say, hey, honey, I'm going to take you out to dinner tonight. You know, go put on something and we'll go, and you don't have to fix dinner tonight. I would do the blotting process first, but then I would take a big fluffy brush with my favorite translucent powder, a little dusting of that, and then I can also put that on my face. You always want to make sure and tap off any excess that you have, and then just very gently, this will keep my makeup in place for the next several hours. It is a great, great hack. Another thing that I highly recommend is a setting spray, and you can do a setting spray. A lot of people will recommend you can do an X formation across your face. You can do, you know, an S. You can do any letter of the alphabet that you want. You just do you. But I can just do a couple sprays over. That will really help my makeup set, and it helps with my face not getting oily also. One other thing you can do though, and I have not tried this, so if anyone tries this, I would love for you to let me know how it works for you, either leaving me a comment or send me a direct message on Facebook or Instagram. With setting spray, I have heard some women say, women who have very oily skin, that they have had great success using a setting spray as a primer. They'll spray their face, they'll let it dry, and then they'll apply their makeup, whatever kind of foundation they have, and that tends to help control the oil production on a face. And so I would love to know if any of you watching have tried that or try it in the future. I would love to know the feedback. Let me know how it works. Those are some of my best tips for keeping the shine down. You can also, if you feel like your skin is, like sometimes I want to, maybe I've been running errands and then I want to do something where I'm on a Zoom call for one event or another, and I want to control the oil. I can also take a rose spray or a grapefruit spray or some kind of very light spray on my face, and I can spray it and I can let it sort of mix with my own skin consistency, and then I can go in, excuse me, with a blotting paper like that and blot any area where it's not, where I feel like there's too much oil that is coming through my makeup. That will really help. It keeps your makeup so that it's not moving all over your face, so that it's not breaking apart and disintegrating, if you can control that throughout the day. But that also helps your face not get shiny. Now for powder, you can either use, like I love just a translucent powder. This one is just about at the end right now. This is the Airspun, Coty Airspun. I love that. I can drop a link for that below when I'm done also. And again, you just use a little bit on your brush, and then you can get around the nose or your forehead or wherever you need to control it. If you have a brush that has a smaller tip, it's also really good for getting like these areas here, like in around the nose, the corner of the nose maybe, or if you like right here, get a little bit right there. It works great. I did my brows. I don't want to mess up my brows, but maybe they feel a little bit shiny in between. I can go right between my brows without messing them up if I use a little tiny brush like this. Now it doesn't have to be a loose powder. It could also be a pressed powder. Sometimes I love to use a pressed powder on top of my foundation because like right now, I'm having a lot of breakouts. You can't tell, right? Because my superpower is covering up all of the skin imperfections I have. And if you took my live masterclass on foundation and concealer, you know that my skin is not perfect. I have dark spots. I'm still at 54 struggling with acne breakouts. I have all kinds of breakouts around my upper lip. It's just crazy. It's all of the chocolate that I've been eating lately, all of the s'mores that our family has been making every night. But it is what it is, right? So I found a way to cover it up so it doesn't bother me, so that I'm not super self-conscious about it. But you can tell it looks like I have flawless skin. Sometimes, if you're having a breakout, try using a little bit of a pressed powder that gives you more of a full finish with a brush, and you can go in and make your skin look like it's flawless, look like it's porcelain, and fool everybody around you, because no one needs to know, right? Like I said, we all have to try different techniques and tips to see what we like better. Some women who have a lot of lines on their face may not feel comfortable with a matte look, and that is totally okay. They may struggle with powder making their lines look more prominent or standing out more or maybe more noticeable, and that's okay. So maybe a dewy look would be something that would be perfect for them. It's all about how you feel, because when you put makeup on, when you fix your hair, when you put on, you know, a favorite color top or earrings or accessories, you want to feel good, right? You want to feel amazing. You want to feel great about yourself. And so that is what I want to convey here, is when you try these makeup tips, I want you to use them. I want you to find the things that work for you, because if you don't feel good on the outside, you're not going to feel good on the inside. And the two are absolutely connected. If this brings up a question for you in your makeup routine or application and you have any questions, feel free to ask those. If you think of another tutorial that would be helpful for you that you would like to see, also drop that in the comments, and I would love to know, because I really enjoy trying to create tutorials that serve you, that answer your questions or solve your makeup problems or frustrations. Sometimes makeup routines lead to frustrations if something isn't working for us, right? So let me know how I can help you with that. I hope you're having a wonderful weekend. I appreciate you watching so much. Let me know how I can help you. I'm Sherry Dias-Malott, and I appreciate you watching. Have a great day. Bye.